Do a quick mic check here. Again, if you could let me know if you're in the lobby, the sound's coming through well. Phone is a little further away, so if it's cutting in and out, send me a message and I'll move closer. Game 2 of the Nations Cup, Fort Wayne Force against the Birmingham Rangers. Again, we're doing a sound check. Somebody could let me know if it's coming through clear. Thank you. Forced to be the home team for this game in white. Rangers away team in blue. Under a minute left for warm-ups here as we get ready for game 2. I believe in the regular season against the Rangers, the Force have tied and lost one to them. So even though it's not a regular season game, it'll be some redemption for the Force against Birmingham. starting lineup for the Force for Game 2 of the Nations Cup is going to be Hagen, Fraze, Potts, with Warner and Llewellyn. Force control the opening face-off. Back to Warner. Warner dumps it into the neutral zone for Potts. Touched over to Fraze, taken away by the Rangers. Putting pressure on there was Hagen as the Rangers offsides.
Get back rusher, Harry, get back rusher. That's the old hallway stuff.
Face off one back by Birmingham. Hagen comes over to take it away onto the stick of Fraze. Fraze into the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Puck comes back for Hagen. Hagen dumps it around behind the net. Puck comes up. Kept in by Llewellyn. Picked up by Hagen down low. He has it knocked off his stick as the Rangers dump it back in the opposite corner and look to break out. Fraze put on some pressure, back to the stick of Llewellyn, touched up as Birmingham crossed the line to gain. Really got a hooking there on Warner. So early on in the first period here, Warner to the penalty box for a hook. 11:51 remaining in the first, and the Force will go to their first penalty kill. Penalty killers for the Force is going to be McDonald, Fryer, Cumberland, and Kelly. Face-off controlled by the Force, back for Cumberland. Cumberland gets pressured as Fryer dumps it out of danger into the offensive zone for the Force. Rangers pick it up, move through center ice. Comes off his edge as Cumberland picks up the loose puck and he's taken down. Rangers throw it through the slot, goes rink wide, picked up by Birmingham. Feed it to the slot, shot from deep, save Quas. 1:02 remaining on the penalty on Warner. Now on the ice for the Force is going to be Huffman, Blackburn, Llewellyn, and McDonald. Face-off picked up by Birmingham. Taken away by Llewellyn for the moment. Blackburn comes down to fight for it. He's got two Rangers players there. Coming in to help there is Max McDonald. They chip it up to Huffman. Huffman through center ice, across the blue line. Winding wide right all alone. Backhands it towards the net. Slides through the slot to the opposite corner. Max McDonald there to pick it up. Gathered up by Huffman. Controlled in the offensive zone for the Force as we're under 15 seconds on the Warner penalty. Back on defense is going to be Llewellyn and Blackburn. Chasing after it there is McDonald. Lost his stick but kicks the puck to Llewellyn. Chip to center ice. Penalty expires. 5-on-5 hockey. Birmingham enters quick with speed. Good pass there. Loses the handle on it into the corner. Pressured by Huffman. Dumped to center ice. Change here defensively for the Force. It goes down for icing. Puts Kelly and Cumberland on the ice for Fort Wayne. 10 minutes remaining in the first. Face-off controlled by the Rangers. Shot towards the net, blocked in front by Sutherland. Puck comes out the west off, chipped off the boards, kept in by Birmingham. Shot, glove down by Quas. Sent around behind the net by Kelly. Kiefer to send it ahead. His pass attempt gets stuffed as the Rangers keep it in their offensive zone. Back to Cumberland. He throws it off the boards. Not out. Tries again. Birmingham cuts it towards the middle. Shot. I don't know if that was on net or not. Either way, it's not in the net. Through the crease, backhand goal. Right through the arm of Quas to put the Rangers up 1.
Hey, you can't run around. Stay strong, right? All we gotta do is take a stick.
So 9:22 remains here in the first. The Force now down 1 goal. Hagen to take the face-off. Hagen controls it. Loses it at the blue line. Back to the neutral zone. Picked up by Fraze. Fraze dumps it ahead to Hagen. Hagen enters the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Takes a shot but doesn't get much on it as it bounces off the boards and comes back into the goaltender from Birmingham. They control the puck now back the other way. Blackburn to keep it in. Into the skates of Fraze. Offsides. Face-off controlled by Birmingham. Taken away by Murphy. Blackburn to chip it ahead, but Birmingham maintains possession. Warner's back in position on defense. They take a shot from wide. It's kicked to the side by Quas, cleared out by Blackburn. Potts racing after it into his skates. Tries to send it out, kept in by the Rangers. Fighting on the boards right here in front of us is Potts. Onto the stick of Hagen. Hagen has it taken away by the Rangers. Blackburn chips it back up onto the stick of Fraze. Murphy has a knock to the center, picked up by Potts. Potts sends it rink wide. Birmingham's going to pick it up. It's going to go for icing with 8 minutes remaining here in the first.
Get to that shooter. Get there, Gia.
Face-off one back by the Rangers. Puck goes into the neutral zone. They touch up. Look to enter, touch it in. Backhanded towards the center of the ice there. Taken away and defended well by Huffman. McDonald hot after him. Puck comes down low for Cumberland as he sends it back down the rink. Gathered by the Rangers, lose the handle on it on the stick of Huffman in the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Kept in there by McDonald, sent into the opposite corner. Kept in at the blue line by Llewellyn, back for Cumberland. Aiden has it poked off his stick. Loses possession of it. Llewellyn, the last defender back. They flip it to the slot. Shot, save. Quas, cleared out by Llewellyn. Another shot towards the net. Kicked around, save. Quas. Batted into the neutral zone by Llewellyn as Fort Wayne goes for a change. That's going to go right on net, so it won't be icing. Covered up by the Rangers. Frozen puck. 6:52 left in the first. Face-off one by the Force. Westoff almost had a shot attempt there. He got stuffed, and Rangers take it and look to break out. Get back on defense is going to be Blackburn and Kelly. Kelly swipes at it. Pushes them to the side. Blackburn, the last one back here. Shot towards the net, cuts through the crease, opposite corner. Kiefer and Sutherland there for Fort Wayne. Back down into the opposite end of the rink. The Rangers gather the puck up, stolen away by Kiefer. Kiefer into the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Kiefer challenged in the corner. Loses a stick. Puck comes out, kept in by Kelly. And assume that was offsides.
Get strong on your skate. Get strong on your skate.
Face-off is getting kicked around, picked up loosely by Hagen. Dumped in the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Rangers around behind their own net. Hagen and Fraze there for Fort Wayne. Fraze comes away with it. Dumps it back down for Hagen down low. Skips over his stick around behind the net for Potts. Potts tries to feed it. Rangers come away with it. Down the ice, Rangers come. Cut off by Cumberland. Taken away and on the stick of Fraze. Fraze backhands it into the neutral zone. Picked up by the Rangers. Stolen pass attempt there by Hagen. As he maintains possession of the puck, reverses, looking for somebody, finds Fraze. Fraze throws one towards the net. Shot, saved there by the Rangers. Secondary shot attempt by Hagen goes wide. Picked up by Fraze. Murphy backhands it up to the blue line for Warner. Warner sends one towards the net, gloved by the Rangers goaltender. .457. Force down one. Face-off picked up by the Rangers. Backhanded ahead. Kept in by Kelly for the moment. Back down low. Rangers advance into the neutral zone. Taken away. And sent back deep into the defensive end there for Birmingham. Through center ice they come with speed. Back is Kelly and Llewellyn. Max McDonald there to put some pressure on them. They send it rink wide. Kept in by Birmingham. Sent deep. Llewellyn around the boards. Cut off by Birmingham. Kicked ahead. Looking for someone in the slot. Feed it out there. Shot. Blocked in front by Kelly. Clear to the side by Max McDonald, but Birmingham maintains possession. Feeding it through again, right through the crease. Opposite side of the rink picked up by Birmingham. They throw it out front. Gathered by Huffman, taken away by the Rangers, sent back towards the goaltender, kicked to the side by Kloss. Llewellyn now looking to make something happen. Skips the stick of Max McDonald, and the Rangers pick up the loose puck. McDonald fights for it there with Huffman. Rangers steal it, enter the offensive zone, pressured, put on by Max McDonald. Shot, saved by Kloss, kick to the side, Llewellyn there for Fort Wayne. Can't get it up and out as the Rangers gather it deep in Fort Wayne territory. Send it towards the center, onto the stick of another Rangers player, up high, but kept in. Down low for Llewellyn. Backhands it up the boards, cut off by the Rangers. They pick up the loose puck and cut towards the net. Shot save, Kloss. Face-off on the force end is going to be Isaac Sutherland. One over by the Rangers. Feed it opposite ice here. Backhand it towards the blue line. Fed towards the slot. Stick to the side by Blackburn in the corner. Racing for it now. Landon Kiefer to get it. skips towards the center there, and the Rangers pick it up from behind. Back and forth the puck goes. Kiefer trying to clear it, and does. Into the neutral zone, Birmingham. Looks to enter, dumps it in. Picked up by Sutherland. Stripped down low by the Rangers. Still fighting for it, Isaac Sutherland. Fed towards the center there, kicked to the side by Blackburn off the pads of Quas and cleared to the sideboards. Westhoff tried to chip it around. His attempt was blocked. The Rangers offsides. 2:05 remains in the first. Force down 1. Rangers enter. Warner and Llewellyn back on defense. Shot. Cuts through the crease into the corner. Picked up by Hagen. Hagen with a burst of speed here. He gets taken down. And now into the stick of Fraze. Murphy looking to advance. He's stymied in his attempt by Birmingham. Back for Llewellyn. Llewellyn feeds it ahead. Touched ahead by Hagen. And he dumps it down low in the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Hagen and Potts, the lead 2 for Fort Wayne. Into the skates of Hagen. Stuck in the corner. Comes away with it. Hagen towards center ice. Sends it back to Warner. Warner cranks one back. Fires it. Goes wide left. Llewellyn picks it up and dumps it back down low. Skips the stick of Hagen and is loose behind the net. Potts going to be the first one there for the Force, but the Rangers pick up the loose puck. Warner back on defense with Llewellyn. Try to feed it towards center. Block pass attempt by Llewellyn. Hagen comes in, pokes it onto the stick of Mason. Mason backhands it into the neutral zone. It's going to be offsides, Birmingham. We're under a minute at 53 seconds remaining in the first. Birmingham comes away with a face-off. Back and forth they go. Pressured there by Blackburn. They beat him towards the net. Shot. Skips through the crease. Opposite corner. Birmingham maintains possession of the puck. Kelly fighting for it. Now in the stick, Max McDonald. He loses the handle. Birmingham picks it up behind the net. Feeds it towards the center. Cleared out by Kelly. Touched ahead by Huffman. Huffman through center ice onto the stick of Max McDonald. 20 seconds. McDonald shot. Score! Max McDonald at 15 seconds remaining in the first ties it up.
Great job recognizing that. Great job. Keep it up.
Tied up now with 15 seconds remaining in the first.
One's in the corner, one ball is in front of the net, right? Look for your partner, know where you're going to get. Talk to each other.
Face off controlled back by Birmingham.
Go to it! Laura, go!
They cut towards the net, backhand it towards the middle. Diving across the crease is Quas as he keeps that one out. The period expires. 1-1 tie after first period.
You like that one? You like that one? Get it back. Get it back. Hey, listen. Somebody watching this game too. Hey, he's in here. Matt, when you were sick, about taking the angles, you guys listen to this stuff. Right? Be cautious. We're not moving our feet. We're not moving our feet. That's totally done. We're still in this game. Right? But now we can change that. We got 2 periods left. Put some bits on focus on this period. Get the puck speed. Right? Turn it over there. There's a just made a great offensive run. Put a shot on that.
On the ice for the Force to start the second period is going to be Kiefer, Westhoff, Sutherland with Warner and Cumberland. Puck comes back for the Rangers. Pressure put on by Sutherland, taken away by Westhoff. Westhoff gathers, breaks out. Down the ice, enters the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. He's pushed to the corner, loses a handle on the puck into his skates. Westhoff taken down, Sutherland there, and Rangers come away with it. Back on defense is going to be Warner and Cumberland. Cross-ice pass connects for the Rangers for a moment, taken away by Aiden as he sends it back down the ice. The Rangers attempt to enter the offensive zone again and do. Feed one towards the net, cuts through the crease to the opposite corner. Lead skater there is going to be Kiefer for Fort Wayne, taken away by the Rangers. They overskate it. Kiefer picks up the loose puck. Kiefer feeds it towards the slot. Shot attempt there, gets kicked to the side by the Rangers goaltender. Fighting for it down low is Kiefer. He gets possession of it again, tries to feed it up high. Off the side of the net, gathered up by Sutherland, fed towards the crease. Up high, skips the stick of Warner, and it's a race, and the Rangers are going to win it. Down on the other end of the rink, Cumberland, the first one there for Fort Wayne. Puck goes off the side of the net, out front, shot, kept out of the net somehow by Quas. Flipped out and off the glass by Fraze. Rangers set it up, shooting it, blocked in front by Warner. Cuts through the crease, opposite corner. Cumberland feeds it ahead to Kiefer. Kiefer tries to get it out, kept in by the Rangers. Down low for Cumberland. Cumberland around behind the net, flips it way up in the air. The Rangers keep it in, shoot it towards the net, and it's blocked out in front. Shot attempt goes wide. Rangers player into the goaltender Quas as Fraze comes away with it. Down the ice, enters the offensive zone. He spins around, he sees he's all alone, takes a shot from deep, saved by the Rangers. Faceoff picked up by Hagen, shot towards the net, skips through the crease, into the corner. Fraze gathers now, reverses, sends it up high, slapped at by Llewellyn, stopped out in front by the Rangers. Into center ice go the Rangers, poked off by Llewellyn, now on the stick of Hagen. Hagen looking to find some open ice here as he's stopped, and Potts keeps the puck going in the right direction for Fort Wayne. Fraze into the corner. Steals it, sends it back down low to center ice for Blackburn. Blackburn dumps it back in the offensive zone. Out front is Hagen. Fraze to pick it off the boards. Back on the stick of Hagen. Now Fraze. Fraze makes a move, toe drag, backhand, off the post! And skips wide. Hagen maintains possession of the puck, skates towards center here. He's winding wide, looking for something to happen. Out for Blackburn, kept in by Blackburn, shot towards the net, blocked in front by the Rangers on the stick of Potts. Shot, goes wide. Rangers now, stolen by Llewellyn. As he jumps that pass attempt, the Rangers take it again, pass it off themselves, kept in by Blackburn. Blackburn rips one towards the net, tipped, skips the side, and Fraze down low. Sustained offensive pressure for Fort Wayne. Rangers to break out, finally do. Comes back to Kelly at center ice. Kelly touches it ahead. Potts and another Birmingham player tied up in the corner here on the stick of Fraze. Fraze gains the blue line. Swings wide, looking to feed it towards the center of the ice. His pass attempt is blocked. He backhands it back to Kelly. Kelly picks up a loose puck and dumps it into the corner. Low for Hagen. Sent around by the Rangers. And the Rangers into the offensive zone. Defended well there by Kelly and Cumberland. Cumberland picks it up. Into center ice is Aiden. Aiden shoots one from deep. Save, Rangers. 8:31 remaining in the second.
Gia, step to your right. Step to your right. Right there. Ready here, Gia. Go, tell him.
Rangers around behind their net. Try to pass it out. Kept in. Fed to the slot. Nobody home. Rangers come away with it. Huffman there for the force with Kelly back on defense. Cumberland trailing. Sent to the corner by Kelly. They wrap around, feed the slot. Couple shot attempts here, getting kicked around in the skates. Nobody home. And flipped up down the ice by Fryer. It's going to go for icing. 8 minutes remains in the second. Tied 1-1. Loose puck, picked up by Huffman, sent down the ice. It's going to get up on edge and roll. On net, covered up by the Rangers. Face-off controlled by Birmingham. Pressure put on by Huffman, taken away by Max McDonald. Into loose ice, gathered by the Rangers. Fryer sending them to the side. As they're looking to feed the slot, they do. Shot, pad, save, Quas. Still loose, comes out for Huffman. Huffman tied up as she sends it ahead into the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Rangers control it at their end. Pass attempt blocked by McDonald. He chips it around. The Rangers player, around two, comes off his skates. Down low for Westhoff. Westhoff is going to get a penalty. No. There's going to be a penalty on the Rangers, I believe, on the trip on Max McDonald. Yeah, so the Force will go to a power play. Oh, there they go. Power play unit for the Force is going to be Sutherland, Westhoff, Kiefer, Warner, and Llewellyn. Puck comes back for Kiefer. Shot from deep. Goes wide right. Picked up by the Rangers behind the net. Fed ahead. Swipe that by Llewellyn. Rangers swing wide. Cut right towards the net. Through the middle, and they score. So still in the power play is Fort Wayne, as that was a short-handed goal for Birmingham. On to the stick of Hagen. Hagen makes a move towards center ice on the stick of Fraze now. Fighting for it is Hagen. Down low in the corner. Sends it towards the slot, cleared out by the Rangers. Rangers 45 seconds remains on the penalty. Coming away with it's Hagen. Picks it up with some open ice in front of him. It's going to be a 1-on-4. Hagen shoots it from deep, saved by the Rangers. Hagen take the face off. Comes back to Potts. Shot skips over the goaltender. Picked up by Fraze. Feeds the high D-man and Warner. Score! Colton Warner from out deep as it went off a Rangers player on the redirect and into the net. Warner ties it back up at 2. Face off, picked up by the Rangers. They're back in their offensive zone. Send one towards the net. Skips over to the opposite corner. Going to be tied up along the boards there as Kelly comes away with it. Zips it around to Fryer. Rangers to center ice there, and Cumberland puts it all the way down the ice for icing.
Hey, let's go have a shot, right? Let's go.
5:18 left here in the second, tied 2-2. Nobody's controlling this one yet. Kelly comes away with it, backhands it, up but not out, kept in by Birmingham. Shot came on net, saved there by Quas. As it goes through the neutral zone, back down the ice, going to be picked up by the Rangers. Huffman, the lead skater there for the Force. Now Max McDonald comes down, takes it away, reverses, feeds one towards the slot right on the stick of Huffman. Can't get a shot off. Defended well there by Birmingham. Puck out to Kelly. Backhanded ahead to Huffman. Cross ice, looking to break out is Birmingham. Poked ahead by Cumberland, and now on the stick of Fryer. He loses it to the Rangers. And chipped around. There was Max McDonald. Picks up the loose puck now. Can't get anything on it. Looking to make something happen here is Max McDonald. Finally taken away by the Rangers around behind the net. Pressured by Huffman. Max McDonald has it. Out front it comes. Back for Fryer. Fryer sends one loose and slow towards the net. Taken away by Birmingham. Back for Kelly. Kelly sends it off the glass around behind the net. Kiefer applying some pressure here for Fort Wayne onto the stick of Max McDonald. McDonald swings it wide. He has it poked off his stick and ropes it in deep. Westhoff to pick it up in the opposing corner. Llewellyn dumps it back in low before he gets back into position on defense there. And the Rangers back the other way. Blackburn and Llewellyn back on defense. Puck's in the corner, finally comes out center ice. Chasing after it, here's Kiefer. Sutherland kept in there by Blackburn. On the stick of Kiefer, he has it stripped away. Back for Sutherland, shot. Oh, I thought that went in, went wide. Puck's around in the danger zone out front, into a couple kids' skates, and now the Rangers break out with it. Retreating is Llewellyn. With Blackburn back in position on defense. assume that was offsides.
Good shift, White. Hey, give me some. Give me some. Way to go. That's it right there, Lando. Way to go. Patient, patient, go. White.
Puck picked up by Hagen. As he walks the blue line, sends one from deep, saved by the Rangers, can't get a handle on it. Rebound not controlled, but picked up by the Rangers players. Cut it in, taken away by Hagen. Back and forth, stripped by Cumberland. Picked up by Fraze. Fraze shoots, goes off the side of the net. Wraparound attempt there by Warner as he's upended. We're still at 2-2 with under 2 minutes here in the second. Down low for Max McDonald. He comes off his skates. Rangers pick it up in the corner. Huffman there for the force. Picked up by Kelly in the neutral zone. Sent off the boards and up. Back the other way by the Rangers. Rangers attacking. Cut towards the net. Save there by Quas. It's kicked to the corner, out to the blue line, taken away by Max McDonald. We got Max McDonald and Huffman towards the net. McDonald looking, trying to feed it, stuffed in the skates of the Rangers. Back down low, maintains possession of the puck. Backhands it towards the slot, cleared out by the Rangers. Up to the blue line by Blackburn. He shoots one into the Rangers player, and it trickles into the neutral zone. Huffman dumps it in.
Let's go, Kelly.
Down low, the Rangers behind their own net. Reverse, looking to pass it out. That initial pass was deflected there by Huffman as it trickles its way to the other Rangers player. Maintain possession, dump it in low. Back to gather this is going to be Blackburn. We're at 20 seconds remaining here in the second. Onto the ice comes Max McDonald. McDonald swinging wide, feeds the slot, backhands, stopped and stuffed by the Rangers goaltender. Pushing and shoving happening now. 7 seconds left in the period. Still tied 2-2. Face-off win by Sutherland, but the Rangers push it ahead in the neutral zone. Cumberland off the boards, up to Kiefer, taken away by the Rangers. Period expires.
Let me get us something.
little bit of connectivity issues with the computer, so I can't update the period. But we're starting the third. Score may not update either.
Come on, man.
Face off, one over by the force, onto the stick of Westoff. And gathers it. Tries to shoot one towards the net, comes off his stick loosely. Gathered up by Sutherland, fed to the slot, back for Cumberland, tries to rip one towards the net, doesn't get anything on it. Rangers pick it up, advance. Sutherland to take it away. Looking to break out is the Rangers. They control it on the force end. Nobody going after him. Finally pressured there by Llewellyn. Around behind the net they go, taken away by Llewellyn. Racing towards the puck, and Llewellyn's going to come up with a penalty here.
Hey, you guys got to step up earlier there, right? Run around.
There we go. Now we're into the third period, officially on the scoreboard. We have 11:49 remaining here in the third as the Force will go on a penalty kill. Penalty killers are going to be Hagen, Fraze, Warner, and Kelly. Face off one back by the Force. Kelly sends it around the boards. Fraze racing after it. Back down low for Warner. Warner rips it around the boards. Kept in, no, skips a stick and goes to neutral zone. Collides with the official there. Picked up by Hagen. Short-handed. Hagen loses a handle on it and dumps it wisely into the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Rangers trying to come away with something here. Cross center ice. Touched into the offensive zone for the Rangers. Taken away by Fraze. Murphy controls the puck on the force end. Now Hagen and Murphy come together as Fraze keeps control of it across center ice. There we got a penalty coming up on the Rangers as they take out Murphy Fraze. So that'll negate the forced penalty, 4-on-4 hockey. With 10:56 remaining in the third. 2-2. So we got 38 seconds remaining on the Fort Wayne penalty. And on the ice for 4-on-4 is going to be McDonald, Huffman, Cumberland, and Blackburn. Face-off controlled by the Rangers. Sent into the corner. Touched up to Cumberland. Cumberland loses the handle on the puck as the Rangers flip it down the ice. Blackburn racing back to gather it. Picks it up in front of the net. Sends it up the head to Max McDonald. Skips over his stick, the Rangers. Looking to come away with it there as McDonald's fighting for loose puck among three Rangers players. They cut towards center ice and Huffman stops the advancement, backhands it into the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. The penalty is going to expire on Fort Wayne. So Fryer onto the ice. It's out in front. Picked up by the Rangers. And sent down the ice. Blackburn racing back to gather it up. We got 39 seconds remaining on the penalty for Birmingham. Pass makes its way through. Picked up by the Rangers. Touchdown low. Gathered by Cumberland. Round behind the net. Around the boards to Fryer. Fryer fighting for it. Sends it ahead. Max McDonald looked at it for a second. It's going to go all the way down for icing. 16 seconds remains for the power play for Fort Wayne. 9:42 left in the period. Face off won by the Force. Kiefer flips it up but not out. Kept in by the Rangers. They shoot one, but it's blocked in front by Sutherland. Onto the stick of Kiefer. Kiefer floats it over. Stolen away by the Rangers. Pressure put on by Sutherland. Back and forth puck goes as it's touched ahead by Westhoff. Rangers through center ice. Enter with Warner back on defense and Kelly. They strip the puck away and it goes into the corner. Kelly tries to flip it off the glass. Can't get much on it. They cut towards the net. Out in front. Save Quas. Covered up by Quas. 9-minute mark here in the third.
Get out there, Ponzi. Get to the shooter. Get there.
Face off one back by the Rangers from the blue line. Pass stolen by Potts. Potts loses it off his stick, but it goes in the offensive zone. I think they're going to mark that as offsides. Face off. Pushed ahead by Hagen, but taken away by the Rangers. Retreating back on defense is going to be Kelly with Warner already in position. Warner rides him into the corner. Tied up down low is Kelly with the Rangers player. They come away with it. Murphy swings at it. Kept in the corner by Birmingham. Finally sent up, but Birmingham gets possession, dumps it back down low. Warner going to be the first one there for Fort Wayne. Off the boards, around and out of the zone is Warner. It's going to go all the way down the ice, picked up by the Rangers before it crossed the other end. Icing was waved off. The Rangers looking to break out. Fraze going over to pressure for Fort Wayne. Lose the handle on it. Almost picked up by Hagen. He overskated it, but then Murphy comes away with a steal, and across the blue line he goes. He's got Potts and Hagen. It's a 3-on-2 the other way for Fort Wayne. Murphy making it look something happen. Skates wide. Shot. Goes up over the top of the net. Potts to pick it up in the corner for Fort Wayne. Puck comes down low. Stick lift there by Hagen. He kicks the puck ahead to himself. Gathers it up. Looking to feed the slot. Tied up by Birmingham. Steals it back away. Comes out in front for a Fraze. Shot towards the net. Gets kicked to the side by the Rangers goaltender. And Birmingham comes away with it for a second as Hagen ties him up along the boards. Flipped up and down the ice. It's going to go for icing. It's not going to go for icing. It was touched up, so picked up by Llewellyn, deep in Fort Wayne zone. They feed it ahead into the skates of the Rangers. Pressure put on there by Huffman, and now Fryer. Fryer to knock it off the Rangers player's stick. Just ticking past the 7-minute mark now. Back and forth puck goes. Onto the stick of Hagen. Hagen looking for some open ice. Harry, shot from deep. Score! Hagen puts the Force ahead at 6:52 remaining in the first period, or third period. We want to start this game over again. (3-2) Force. Halfway through the third.
Move that puck, Casey. Move that puck up, kid. Nice shift, nice shift.
Face off controlled by Fort Wayne. Birmingham pushing into their offensive zone. It's going to be offsides if they cross. They gathered, touch back up. Knocked off their stick there by Max McDonald. And back come the Rangers, looking to enter with speed. Around Cumberland. Towards the net. Shot, save Quas. It skipped over his pad. And we got a good goal. So the Rangers tie it back up right after Fort Wayne had scored at 3-3.
Don't wait till they get here and turn this. Turn quicker and then turn out.
Face off, gathered up by the Rangers. They got numbers going towards the net. Shot, glove to the side by Quas. Picked up by Westoff. Westoff dumps it in for Sutherland. Sutherland's got Kiefer to his right. He's getting pushed towards the corner here. It's taken away by the Rangers. Warner and Llewellyn back on defense as the Rangers swing wide. Shot towards the net, stick to the side by Quas, picked up there by Westoff as another puck comes towards the net, covered up by Quas. Face-off controlled by the Rangers. They send it into the neutral zone though. Trailing here is going to be Potts and Fraze. They fall down. Potts chips it ahead to Fraze. Down low, deep in the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. They feed it up high for Cumberland. Cumberland winds, shoots one, but it's wide right. Bounces off around behind the net. Going to be gathered up by the Rangers in the corner. Pressure put on by Fraze. Cumberland retreating here. Position on defense with Blackburn. Push them towards the corner. Knocks it off the stick and is rode down low. Loose puck gathered up by Fraze. Coming away with it is the Rangers. Shot towards the net. Zips through the crease and goes wide in the corner. Chipped around Hagen. Stolen away by Blackburn as he feeds it all the way down the ice. For icing, 4:51 remaining, tied up 3-3. Face-off, controlled by Fryer. Through center ice he goes. It's 1-on-3 though. Dumps it in wisely. Deep in the corner as Max McDonald meets him behind the net. Puck comes out around behind the Rangers net. Going to be picked up by Huffman as she backhands it down low. Stolen away by Birmingham. Fed cross ice. Pass was stopped by McDonald for a moment. Rangers enter the offensive zone. Take a shot. Gloved Quas.
Hey, good job breaking it up. Way to battle, kid. Hey, way to battle. Hey, make sure you pick body. Do not let them through clean.
Face off one over by the Force. The puck went over to Westoff. He has it stripped away for a moment by the Rangers. They gather at the blue line and send it back down low. Kelly picks it up and rips it behind the net. Kiefer to pick it up in the corner for Fort Wayne.
Weak side, weak side.
Cutting around behind our own net. There's Kiefer as he tries to send it up and out, but it's kept in by the Rangers. Rangers with possession of the puck. Feed it towards the middle of the ice. Shot attempt is into the skates of Warner. Warner now feeds it up. Kept in by the Rangers. Now Kiefer puts it wisely towards center ice. 3.5 minutes remains in the game. Sutherland after a shot. Pad save. Quas. Round behind the net is Warner. Off the glass. Onto the stick of Sutherland as he puts it towards center ice. Back the other way come the Rangers. He's got the whole team, and Warner knocks it off his stick. Warner pokes it ahead to himself, and the kid falls down, and Kiefer picks up the loose puck. Down low and around behind their own net is the Rangers. They send it ahead, kept in by Warner. Warner onto the stick of Westoff. Back the Rangers gather it. Being back checked there by Potts as they leave it on the blue line. It's going to be offsides on the Rangers.
Great job!
2:42 tie hockey game. Face-off controlled by Birmingham. As they cut towards center ice here, touch pass ahead to another one of the Rangers players, picked up by Fraze. Fraze is tied up, but steers the puck back for Cumberland, and he dumps it ahead to Potts. Potts throws it in the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. The Rangers gather it. Through center ice here, back the other way, and Rangers pass attempt is stopped by a couple of forced players there as they maintain possession of the puck again. We haven't left the neutral zone for a moment. Now finally the Rangers enter. They swing wide, come in contact with Llewellyn as Fraze picks it up behind the net. Fraze racing around the boards. Fraze through center ice. Murphy into the offensive zone. Comes out for Llewellyn, and it's going to be offsides for Wayne. 1:43 remains in the third, still tied 3-3. Face-off is picked up by the Rangers. Knocked off the stick there by Huffman, flipped into center ice by Fryer. Taken away by Huffman, she enters the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Tied up on the boards by the Rangers. Loose puck picked up by McDonald, fed towards the slot, couldn't get it to Fryer. Rangers take it away and throw it off the boards out to center ice for Kelly. Kelly makes a move around a Rangers defender. Picked up on the defensive end by the Rangers as they swing around behind their own net. Retreating back from defense is going to be Blackburn with Kelly there in position already. Max McDonald fighting for the puck. Now joining is Fryer. Take a shot. Stick to the side by Quas. We're under 1 minute remaining in the third. In the corner, Blackburn steals it away, tries to flip it up ahead to Huffman. His pass is stolen away by the Rangers. Stick lift down low by Kelly. Weak thrown off the boards. Couldn't get much on it as she was tied up. The Rangers towards the slot. Feed it up high. Knocked to the side by Huffman. Fryer's up ahead if she can get it to him off the skates of McDonald. 36 seconds remains. Huffman touching it up to Fryer. Max McDonald comes in. We got Blackburn back on defense. They feed the slot. Blocked in front by Kelly. Swiped that by Fryer. Into the neutral zone. Line change here for the Force. Fresh defensive legs with Warner and Cumberland on. We're at 17 seconds. The Rangers through center ice. Rangers, the line to gain. Pressured by McDonald. Cut towards the net. Skips through the slot. Couldn't get it on the backhand swing there as it's going to count down. Puck comes to center ice. Gathered up by the Rangers. Game expires. We're going to be tied once again. The Force and the Rangers conclude this one tied up 3-3. So after the first day, we are 1-0-1 with 2 games to play tomorrow. So tune back in. Same place with 2 more Saturday. See you back then.